Hello and welcome back to Creating Creative Fulfillment. Last time I talked about starting something new in terms of a hobby in order to keep your current interest from becoming an unlikable burden. Or something like that. You get the gist anyway. I'll repeat my warning. Turning something you love into your living risks turning that thing into something you dread, something to cross off, and something you might fall out of love with. It might be easier to start a creative adventure with a new hobby. However, for some people, it can take many years to get to that point. And it's not the only outcome. You can totally do something you love as your living. It's possible. Many people do it, and they love doing it. If the creative adventure part, the blogging or vlogging and marketing aspect, is the new part for you, you might be better off starting with a hobby or interest you already know quite well. So, out of all the interests you have, which one do you go with? I can't tell you that. It's all up to you. There are a few ways to go about figuring which is the right interest to start with. First, consider the type of creative venture you want to do. While each has similar aspects, some require different skills and different amounts of time commitments to get them finished. For example, I can write a blog post in an hour or so, but making a video, maybe one like this, can take me hours. For a behind-the-scenes look at this specific series, it takes about a half hour to write a script, less than 20 minutes to record because I'm not memorizing, as you can tell, I'm just glancing at a script, and hopefully it will take less than an hour to edit. Rendering and uploading take about a half hour, and then I have to make a thumbnail, add a description, and share the link, which is another 10 minutes or so. Rounding up, it's maybe 3 hours, which can be broken up over several days, but I tend to do these all at once if I have the time. For a more complicated video, like my recent Anne video that ended up being 19 minutes long, as opposed to the 4 or 5 minutes of these, it took me weeks to write the script, a whole hour to record, and probably over 8 hours to edit, spread over several days. I mean, I like editing, so that isn't a problem, but you can see how perhaps writing an article or doing a podcast with minimal edits could take less time. Anyway, back to the topic of this video and your hobbies and interests. I'm a fan of lists, so if I were in your shoes, I would make a list of everything that I do and like. I don't think I need to define what hobbies and interests are, do I? No. So whether it's underwater basket weaving or sports the ancient Sumerians enjoyed, you know what you like. And if it's as basic as Star Wars, then it's Star Wars. It's okay to like Star Wars. So the next step, what do you have to say about these topics? It may be something that's been said before because in this day and age it can be hard to find unique opinions. But what is unique is the person behind them, you. It's true that people will come for the topic but stay for the person. I've definitely watched YouTube videos not because I was interested in the topic, but because I enjoyed the unique format and thoughts of the person behind them. Or I've watched videos on the same topic by different people, because even though the information was the same, the way it was delivered was enjoyably different. One more thing to keep in mind is when you're starting out, it's okay to not be entirely sure what your main focus will be. You are a multifaceted individual, and your creative adventure might reflect that. You can combine interest in one creation or switch between topics. In my Mozart in the Jungle review video, I combined not just my interest in the show and reviewing it like other shows, but also a music aspect, where I played some music, one of my other interests, because it was relevant. My channel maybe isn't the best example, just because it's kind of a whatever I feel like kind of channel. I have many interests to choose from, and I know my medium, video. It all depends on how much time I have to dedicate to a video. Scripting and recording, while taking less time than editing, still requires a bit of work. If I'm just making an edit with clips from a TV show or movie that I already possess, that can save time. But on the other hand, ripping or downloading said clips for the first time can take even longer than the scripting editing process for a live video. Okay, so this video didn't end up exactly where I thought it would, but hopefully I've given you some productive food for thought. So now you know you want to start on a creative adventure, you have a list of hobbies and interests, and you just need to try a combination. And Chapter 9 of Fulfilled Not Famous has a unique story when it comes to fusing together a few interests to make a YouTube channel topic. Links are in the description. As always, thanks for watching, see you next time, and remember, embrace your creative side.